a man who's really fighting for his cup medal. Could he score the winning goal now?
Good evening. Quarter-final weekend, but some unfinished business too, with Oldham and Everton meeting for the third time for a place in the last 8. Joe Royle and Colin Harvey, the managers in question, former cup final teammates. Now, the first 2 matches in this tie had already produced a little too much of this. But both teams quite capable of producing plenty of these.
Oh, Barrett's missed it. And it's in! Sharp! So go all the way through to Holden. He chips it up. Marshall! It's there! The ex-Evertonian has headed a beautiful goal.
5th round second replay, Oldham against Everton for the right to play Aston Villa at home in the quarter-finals. Commentary by Tony Gubber.
210 minutes of highly competitive cup football has failed to produce a winner so far, but no end of excitement. And the Oldham manager Joe Royle is making a bold bid this afternoon to get this 5th round tie settled at the 3rd attempt, because Oldham will play with only 3 defenders and with 5 up front. Earl Barrett, who passed a fitness test 1 hour before kick-off, will be the sole central defender, with number 6 Neil Redfern asked to make the extra attacker alongside Adams, Palmer, Marshall and Holden. The gale damage postponement of this replay means Norman Whiteside's 1-match ban after being sent off in the 1-1 draw at Goodison coincides with today's second replay, and so he's absent from an Everton team that's also without the injured Dave Watson. And Joe Royle receiving his award as the manager of the month for February. Richly deserved. One new face to add to the proceedings, a new referee, Mr. Roger Milford from Bristol. So Everton start the 3rd chapter of this Marathon Cup tie, which has already produced 2 penalties, 4 other goals, 1 sending off and 9 bookings. And a real testing wind into which Neville Southall kicks. Cotty. Oh, Barlow missed it again. You could look to the wind to cause players problems. Atterveld. Oh, he didn't get it in very well. It's played back to McCall. Kick from long range, goal kick. Stuart McCall, who scored 2 goals in that 1989 FA Cup final against Liverpool. Not many players have scored 2 in a cup final and been on the losing side, but he was. In Scotland's thinking for the World Cup in Italy. Palmer. Out to Redfern. Plenty to look for. Oh, Marshall! Palmer missed it! Well, he scored 131 goals in his Oldham career. Roger Palmer, he's the club's top scorer, and he ought to have had 132. Marshall won the header beautifully, and Palmer, well, got a foot on it, misdirected, and no power. Sharp. Atterveld. Sharp. And Oldham's throw. It's rather Everton's throw. Holden. Snowden. Sheedy. Still plays it with his left foot. McCall with a bit of space. Milligan's tried to close him down. No offside against Sharp. McDonnell, the fullback. Cotty! Holworth should get there. Oh, he didn't. Tony Cotty has put Everton ahead. 12 minutes gone in the second replay, and Cottee continues his record of scoring at Boundary Park. He got a goal in the 2-2 draw in the first match here. It was played in by MacDonald. Holworth came quickly off his line and looked at one stage as though he'd get there first. Maybe it was held up slightly by the wind, but Cottee flicked it over him. And a great start for Everton. So, Tony Cottee's 6th goal of the season. McCall. Again, some of Everton's play is neat and crisp. They're into passing. This is Adams. Finds Milligan, and there's 3 to look for. This is Henry. Oh, it was well struck, and it wasn't too far above the bar. And with the really fierce wind in his favour, it was always worth a dip. I think Henry's only scored 1 goal for Oldham. And that wasn't too far away from number 2. Good 25 yards out, maybe even more. And that shows how close it was. Barlow. And Henry back to his keeper. Came off Keown. And Oldham will let it go. So just over half an hour gone. And Henry in possession for Oldham. Ratcliffe won the header. Ebrel back to Snowden. Atterveld. MacDonald will get there first. And Sharp was offside. Everton have reached this 5th round, having beaten Middlesbrough in round 3 and Sheffield Wednesday in round 4. And this already their 7th FA Cup tie of this campaign. MacDonald's intended a back pass. Palmer might get there. Oh, he did. It's 1-1. A disaster for Everton. Neil MacDonald is the guilty man. Roger Palmer has scored goal 132, and 33 minutes have gone, and still we can't separate these two. And will we ever? What a poor back pass. Palmer had spotted it straight away. He seemed to miss it the first time. Maybe Southall took his eye off it, but he got it the second, through Southall's legs. Came off Barlow. Whistle's gone. That'll be a free kick. Andy Barlow, the man penalised. And only seconds to go to half-time. As Snowden prepares to take this kick. And Everton, in turn, have pushed 7 forward, including Keown. That's Sharp. Missed his kick, so too did Cottee. Milligan. Adams needs help from his captain. Palmer tried to get the little flick on. Cottee, Sheedy, McCall. Everton ending the half on a high. Oh, Atterveld! Well, the Dutch under-21 international did the right thing. He kept his eye on it. He sprinted inside the fullback. Maybe if he looks at this again, he will feel he could have done better with his foot rather than his head. And in the end, it was a foot too high. Well, this first half has now moved into time that Roger Milford has added on for any stoppages. Cottee, MacDonald up from the back. He's got plenty of space to make a good cross. Atterveld off the side of the foot. Well, there's not quite the grittiness about this match today that there was in the two previous encounters. Ratcliffe, Holden, McCall, Snowden, Sharp, and the whistle goes to end the first half, and still we can't separate them. Cotty putting First Division Everton ahead after 12 minutes, Palmer equalising after 33, and at least another 45 minutes to come, and maybe more beyond that, because at half-time at Boundary Park it's Oldham 1, Everton 1. So Oldham start the second half, and it's interesting that both goals in the first half came from the one-on-one situation with the keepers, where the keepers at one stage looked favourite to win it. Maybe an indication of just how difficult the conditions are. McCall getting forward early. And just keeps it from going behind, and wins the throw. Donald, who's gone forward to take it. Everton now kicking into the end where their fans are. MacDonald. Faced by Redfern. Sheedy, it went out. Oldham's throw. Everton have played in 11 FA Cup finals in their history, winning 4. And most notably, of course, in 4 of the last 6. And in fact, Everton's only FA Cup defeats in the 2 previous seasons were both at the hands of Liverpool. In the final in '89, and then put out by Liverpool in the 5th round in '88. Cotty. Nice flick inside to Ebrel. Snowden. Sharp's header. Oh, it was only just wide, and Hallworth couldn't quite find his feet. Flashing header from the Everton number 9, Graham Sharp. Snowden, who played the ball in. Sharp won it cleanly, and it's only just wide of that corner. We'll have to be quick. Oh, Ratcliffe missed it. He's put Palmer in, and there's 2 to look for. Holden! Oh, hit the defender, Snowden. Oldham will think they should have scored through Rick Holden. But what? Well, an aberration by the Everton captain, Kevin Ratcliffe. Under no pressure at all, it went right underneath him to let Roger Palmer in, whose cross found Holden, whose header was blocked by Snowden. Redfern, Palmer, Adams, first time, and is that too far forward? Keown touched it, that's gone behind, it'll be a corner. Well, in fairness to players, we really do have to underline how strong and gusty the wind here is at Boundary Park, which incidentally is one of the highest grounds in the Football League. We really are exposed at the foot of the Pennines. Southall missed it. Oh, and it would have counted, there'd been no whistle. Redfern holds his head in his hands. Snapshot, plenty of force, but miles too high. Southall missed it in an absolute posse of players, and Redfern missed the target. Barlow. Oldham's ball. Marshall nicely down to Palmer. Oldham got it back to Henry. And Barlow. That was blocked. It didn't go. Holden. It's it back to Henry again. Milligan. Irwin's come well forward. He's got quite a shot on him, this boy. Beautifully struck. And it needed a keeper of the quality of Southall. Although it was right at the keeper, he daren't take his eye off that. Dennis Irwin's only scored once this season. He's got a really good right foot. And that's brought Oldham a corner. And reawakened the crowd. And it looks like Holden to take it. And hit really long, in fact too long. Henry got in. Oldham's ball. Well, they finally decided that Adams will take it, and he gives it to Redfern. Palmer. Oh, good play. And a good right foot cross. Headed was by Keown. Milligan. And the whistle's gone. And Holden, I think, who'd gone into an offside position. Well, here's the shot again from Dennis Irwin. He's got a clear sight of Southall, and it would have gone in anywhere perhaps other than right at the keeper. Redfern. Henry. Oh, his touch was good. Holden. Barlow comes up in support. There's an attempt at a shot, and it's fallen to Beagrie. Cotty gives it him back. Sharp's available wide on the right. Beagrie through the middle. There was a push in the back from Milligan, was there? Yes. He's worked really hard this afternoon, Mick Milligan, the Oldham captain. Tireless, this England under-21 international. That came off the wall, that'll be a corner. So the wall did its job, and Shealy's free kick earns a corner. Near post. Allworth dropped it, and it's in. Is it Cotty? No, it's a foul on the keeper. So the referee's decision goes in favour of the keeper. Here's the corner again. Came off Marshall. Allworth jumped for it with Cotty and lost it. And Allworth with the kick. Oh, takes it short to Barrett. That's put his defender in trouble. It's dispossessed by Shah to Cotty in the net with the flags up. It's offside. Cotty's looking at the referee, and it's no goal. Snowden concedes a throw. And Joe Royle looks a little bit impassive. Almost a yawn there in the middle of the dugout. It's been a strange encounter today. Certainly lacked the fire and the sparks of previous matches. It's 1-1 after 90 minutes, and we have 30 minutes extra time. Tired legs, particularly for Oldham, I'm sure, who played against West Ham in midweek. Remember, they've played 3 times since the last encounter with Everton. Everton, in turn, have only played once, and so extra time perhaps harder for the home side than the visitors. And the evidence of that little conversation would seem to be that manager Joe Royle is going to put on his substitute Paul Warhurst for extra time. Certainly seems to be the case. And I think that's what he's telling Roger Milford, the referee, that Warhurst will start the 30 minutes of extra time. And it'll need a careful look around to decide who's gone off. I think it's number 7, Neil Adams. Well, as Snowden gives that ball back to Neville Southall. I'll try to confirm that for you. So Warhurst on, 20 years of age, and a young player who's attracted a lot of attention from bigger clubs. and that should be a goal kick. Came off Marshall and steered back by Snowden. Marshall. Palmer gives it in back. Oh, that could be a penalty. What a foolish tackle by MacDonald. That was stupid. Marshall was chasing a ball that he might not even catch. He was running away from the goal. And why did Neil MacDonald tackle him from the back? It was absolutely pointless. And it's a penalty to Oldham right at the start of the first period of extra time. And so every tie has had a penalty. In the 2-2 draw there was a penalty, in the 1-1 draw there was a penalty, and now Marshall with a penalty for Oldham. And he nearly buried that through the back of the net. Oldham are ahead 2-1, and they will reflect what a pity that didn't happen just before the end of the 90 minutes. Marshall's fourth goal since he became an improvised centre-forward, the first from the penalty spot. Oldham ahead 2-1, and Neil MacDonald, well, he gave away the equaliser with the back pass, and has he now cost Everton their place in this season's FA Cup. Now here's Cotty for Everton. Oh, good save, Hallworth from Cotty. There's still a long way to go. Everton might yet force that third replay at Goodison on Tuesday. Cheeky. Barlow tries to pick somebody out. Hit long. It was Redfern who nearly got in, and MacDonald conceded the corner. Marshall and Palmer inside the 6-yard box, and 4 more Oldham players around the area. And Southall took a dig, and he felt it. Barrett's came off the Everton player, Oldham throw. Barlow with the throw. Well, Roger Milford's indicated that will have to be taken again because Everton want to make a substitution, and I don't suppose there's any real surprise that the man they're taking off is number 3, Neil MacDonald, and on comes Mike Newell. So Everton have sent on both their substitutes and are now committed to an extra player up front as they search for an equaliser. Holden. Palmer! And a clean header. Sheedy. Checks onto his left side. Cotty. Keown. Beagrie pushed out wide. And this will be a patient build-up. Ratcliffe. Cotty. That's the Oldham fans who are blowing out their cheeks to draw Roger Milford's attention to that we've played over 15 minutes, and he agrees. So the first period of extra time ends with Oldham ahead by 2-1. And what more can this 5th round tie produce in the last 15 minutes? 1 or 2 players look very tired, Ian Marshall among them. 15 minutes left to play, and the reward would be a 6th round place here on Wednesday night against Aston Villa. Oldham, who've not got into the quarter-final since 1915, which incidentally was also the season when Everton pipped them for the First Division title by just 1 point. Long kick by Southall. Redfern. Palmer. Redfern again. Irwin. Marshall. Sheedy. Intended for McCall, but well read by Henry. Redfern. And that's way over Southall's goal. Cotty having to come back deep. And Marshall took it away from Ebrel. He's got Palmer available. He picks out his colleague, he's got it on his left foot. This is Holden, it's not clear yet. Marshall. Oh, it's gone over the top. Oldham should have scored. Maybe if Ian Marshall had just taken a glance to his left, there was absolutely nobody on Roger Palmer. He could have slipped it across to his striking colleague, and that would have wrapped it up. He looks very, very weary, Ian Marshall. One man who has still got lots in his legs is Milligan, the captain. A good cross! Oh, Holden, is it? No, it was Marshall again. He just hasn't got the strength left, has he? Redfern. And Ratcliffe can settle things down, but Oldham had two chances there in the space of a minute to wrap it up. I'm not taking anything away from Ian Marshall because he's been a tower of strength up front wearing that unaccustomed number 9 shirt, but he looks absolutely gone. Milligan to Redfern. He can hardly run, Ian Marshall, on the far side. Oldham can. Redfern! Well, they're almost taking pot shots at Southall. He'll take it quickly, but Roger Milford's looking at his watch. He's on the centre circle, and the whistle's in the mouth, and it's all over. And Oldham's famous unbeaten record continues, and in what dramatic style. And I wonder how much they've got left, because it's a 6-round quarter-final tie now here against Aston Villa on Wednesday. And are the players up to it? They must be exhausted. The players mobbed as they leave, and a final score at Boundary Park. Oldham 2, Everton 1, and another fabulous match, thoroughly entertaining. Ian, how hard was that?
Well, it was just as hard as the other two games. Like, you know, obviously it was a battle, and it was obviously one goal was going to win it for either side. Unfortunately, it was our side that won. In the last period of extra time, you had a couple of chances, but you looked absolutely too exhausted to do anything. Well, I think everyone was, really shattered. I was a bit disappointed that I didn't score again, because I did have two really clear-cut chances, but it doesn't really worry me now. Now the final whistle has gone and we've won 2-1. Sure. Tell us about the penalty. Well, I don't. Someone hit a long ball. I can't really remember much about it. I remember running through it and then getting in front of Neil McDonald, and then I just remember getting brought down, and then I got up. Obviously, I forgot. As I said, Andy Ritchie normally takes them, and I forgot I was taking them, and then I got up and I'm walking, and I realised I'm taking the pen, so I just grabbed the ball, put it down, right, and hit it, and lucky for us, it went in. Sure. Have you got anything left now to face Aston Villa in the quarter-final here on Wednesday? Oh, yeah, I mean, obviously we're off tomorrow. We'll probably have a light day Monday and Tuesday, and then, obviously we'll get our fitness and our strength back again, and then we'll go out and look forward to another good game. When Andy Ritchie's fit, you won't want to give him the shirt back, will you? Well, I don't know about the shirt, but he's not taking any more pens. I like the tie. Well, it's my lucky one. I haven't lost yet since I've been wearing it, so it'll stay on a few more games, hopefully.
It had to be for a reason. I got the impression, and you did too, I think, that Everton were under more pressure to win that all the way through.
Yes, it was noticeable really just before extra time when the manager was out in the field with them. Colin Harvey was under pressure and really having a go at his team. And Joe Royle was there like it was an afternoon cup of tea time, just relaxing, laughing with the lads, everything's going to be all right. Because he's having a wonderful time, of course, and Colin Harvey is under pressure for his league position, and maybe this chance of getting to Wembley, which went this afternoon, could save him. So it's you could feel that tension and that pressure, and I think it had an effect on the way the team played. I mean, Neil McDonald as a player, not that he was to blame for everything that went wrong with Everton, but he had a marvellous start in the game, apart from the first missed kick, when he laid on the ball for Cotty, and it really was a superb a superbly weighted pass, but the great thing was he spotted Cottee for a moment unmarked, glided the ball through there, beautiful turn, and this goal's much better than it looks. He got that ball over the head, the diving hands, really, of the keeper very well indeed. But then, of course, his moment of glory past, comes this moment. A soft back pass, Palmer reads it well, and as he goes in, he misses with the first kick, but then manages to contact the ball and force it out of Southall's hands. There can be arguments here that it is dangerous play. We've had the argument about the Crosby one this week. This wasn't a header. It was contact with the ball, with his boot. Now, does Southall get it in his hands or not? And if so, would you have given dangerous play if you had been the referee? That's something that will keep us arguing for the rest of the week, but those things don't run for you when you most need them. But lastly, under the pressure again, there's no need here for anybody to deal with Marshall because he's running out away from the goal. But in the panic, he slid in there, and I don't think anybody's going to argue about that being a penalty kick. So here, the pressure does shape results sometimes.
We should emphasise we're not picking on Neil. It wasn't entirely down
Not
to him.
indeed. I mean, Southall would have been unhappy that he didn't actually get that ball more firmly in his hands as well.
Oldham are doing so well in the cup competitions. What will it do for their promotion hopes, do you think?
I think they're doing wonderfully well at the moment, and I don't wish to disappoint anybody or write their season off in the league now, but my experience tells me that the emotion of all these replays and the matches that they're playing and the heavy fixtures that they've got are going to take their toll. And